Hello, scrapbookers and creative friends. I'm Linda Petuch, Creative Memories Independent Advisor in Jupiter, Florida. Welcome to Thursday Thoughts, and today I wanted to share with you some ideas I had about creating borders that deal with school days. Whether you're a teacher or a student, you'll see both of those for student pages, but also if you are a teacher, if you're making an album about yourself as a legacy for your family to have, I have some pages there as well. So let's take a look, and you'll see that I was inspired by I took a photograph so you could see. I spread out a whole bunch of punches that I thought might be appropriate for any kind of a school activity or school theme idea, and that's why you see that giant spread. And I primarily worked with cardstock and one collection, which I'll show you, but I didn't have the new school days, the new school products yet. I think mine are coming in tomorrow or the next day, so I didn't have them yet. But I want you to see that you don't have to have something specifically school that is school themed, but you can still make it work if you have some of these other tools. So let's just take a look and see. Now, I do have this School Days embellishments, and this was from the former School Days collection that we had. There is a new one that's just launched a bit ago, just before school started. And but I do have embellishments. I used a few of these, not all of them, because I really want to save these for my albums that I'm making for our three adult children now, because I haven't done their school albums completely yet. So I'm saving some of those for that, but you'll see I did use a couple of those. The other thing, I decided, I was looking at my paper collections. You know me, I always go in my stash, and I came across this one called Better Together. This was from 2020, and it was themed people together because we were so apart at the time. 2020, we'll never forget. But I liked this one because it had all these little people on there, and it just made me think of students and being together with your students and so forth. So you'll see the first few borders that I did, I used some of this collection. I didn't use it all, but I did use some that I thought worked really, really well. All right, so let me do this. I'm going to cover this a little bit. So the first one that I made, I used that theme Better Together, and then I used you can see I used the little puzzle punch just to make a background. And I did this so that it could be for a double page spread. If I wanted to do that, top or bottom. These are horizontal, though I suppose you could make this. No, you couldn't. The people would be on their side. Okay, so these are Better Together, using that theme with the people. And then using that same pattern, very simple. All I did was back it on, I picked up on the darker blue, the kind of navy blue, and I cut the people part of the paper just about an eighth of an inch shorter on the ends, and of course around the edges. Very simple, but it's so busy I don't think you want it much more than that. Okay, let's look at the next ones. Okay, here I want that blank again. Let's look at this one first. So this was one of the expressions that was in the Better Together, just want to have fun, and they had these little people stickers. So I made this. I only had one of these because I only had one of those stickers, and I made this a little bit wider, but that would go for school for sure, teachers and students. We just want to have fun. So there's one just for a single page. And then for another double page, I made this. I used our scissors, our little notebook punch. Don't know how well you can see this. I used the notebook punch for the notebook edge. There are scissors. This was, I put a strip of the little people there. And of course, you see that I punched the scissors in the darker blue, again, picking up on the darker blue. And then this was a sticker that came with Better Together. Again, I wanted to pick up on that yellow. And I made this for a double page as well. And it does have to be horizontal because, again, the people would be levitating on their sides. But I don't think I want to do that. All right, let's look at the next one. I'm hoping doing it this way will make it easier. Okay, so here I just was thinking school themes. So, of course, our new bookcase, this bookcase border came out with the new school collection. I've had the apple for eons, and that, of course, apples in school, we always think of that together. And then this one, I think it was a Japanese advisor who did this first. This is our little Jammies punch, border punch. It's a border maker cartridge. But if you take put it on your the 12-inch trimmer, and you just cut the tiniest little bit off. You can cut it by hand as well, but if you cut off the leg part so they don't look like jammies anymore, then they look like t-shirts. So you could do that in your child's school color, whatever your child's school colors are. You could double it and so forth, but I thought that would be a really nice very school themed border with books and t-shirts and apples. The next one, I was thinking about ways we go to school. So you can ride your bike, you go in the car. I didn't have a bus punch, but walking to school, these are the boots from the hiking boots, but you get the idea. I didn't really want to put flip-flops because that would be not a safe way to walk to school in flip-flops. So anyway, so I did this. That would be good, whether it's maybe the pictures of the first day of school, heading out to school, so forth, or just talking about how you get there, because sometimes you might be a bike rider. Bad weather though, you have to go in the car. But anyway, there's that. And this could be very easily be a school theme. It could be another theme as well, but you know me, I just love borders and making borders. Okay, so this one is for celebrating students' birthdays. Where is it? Did I make a double? I thought I doubled that. I did not. I guess I just did one. Silly me. Well, that's okay, because one is probably enough for each year. But teachers and students love to celebrate their birthdays during the school year. And if you have a summer birthday, we always make sure we do a celebration your unbirthday during the school year, because otherwise you get cheated. So here's that. This is the cake and cupcake border punch. This is a border maker cartridge, and because there'll be a lot of pictures that day. Just another little thought. And this is that Better Together. This is the Better Together. That's the flip side of that. Okay, I also thinking about school. Oh, I did make two. Okay, silly me. They were sticking together. Yeah, so I made two. So you could have a double page for that if you wish, if you need it. Otherwise, a single is fine. The other thing, I was thinking about just wearing your school colors. T-shirt day. A lot of times, our school, we'd wear our school shirt. Everybody would wear the school shirt on Friday. I mean, you could wear it every day if you wanted, but we'd have it on Friday, and that's pizza day or popcorn day or something. So I used that jammies again, but you see, I cut it off, and I wanted that gingham just as a little pattern, but it wasn't showing up, so I went through and I just traced the outside edge, and I colored in the hearts with I used the red dot pen to color in the hearts. And this was a sticker from the Better Together, and then another little old sticker strip that I had, little thin sticker, just to add another pop of color. And that again, would be double. Okay, moving on. All right, now, these are embellishments from the last year's, or not last year, but the previous school collection. So I was thinking technology, and we'd have a technology border, and this was the brick pattern border punch, and it makes me think of Legos as well, so that's why I decided to use that. And then, of course, composition book, and just different subject areas that you might be talking about, geography and literature and language arts, math, technology, computers. Very simple, but it would be a nice way to add a touch to your page. Okay. Here, I love this little banner, and I know it might be a little bit tricky to read, but I love using that. These were just the yellow stickers that I outlined with red, with the fine tip of the red Creative Memories red pen. Works of art. I thought I want like for my kids' books to put some of their favorite art, my favorite artwork of theirs, or their favorite artwork. And then this one's so creative, and I don't know if you can see that. I got a little creative with the letters. I just used the Creative Memories pen to add a little more creativity to the plain letters. But these would be really nice, and I would use these at the top, probably. I mean, you could use them at the bottom too. But there's that. And you write whatever, you can put whatever you want on there. I did have to kind of figure out how I wanted to space it out so that it was legible. Okay, music class, very simple. But music class, for chorus that you might have after school, during school, I love this. This is the border punch, the musical notes, and it's just very effective. I just put it on green cardstock. All right, here's some more embellishments. These were from, again, they were from the previous school days. I popped these up on foam squares, but you see I punched the scissors punch, and then this was that ticket punch from amusement park a few years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. But it just makes a nice staging area for putting these embellishments on top. Very simple, but would add a really nice decoration to your page of your little students, or maybe your lessons if you're a teacher. Okay, let me not mess that up too much. Okay, so this one, I think this is a single. I'm going to do it again, or it's going to get stuck. Yep. Okay, it is not a single. It's a double. I thought this would be great for picture day. All right, you can put that, you can put it across both sides. I've made a lot of horizontal borders, I'm just noticing. But there we have. I'm thinking a picture day, that would be nice. And just add that one little heart just to add a spot of color. I think it adds a little more interest. This was a sticker from Better Together. We got those curves going on with the hearts. Just trying to pick up on that. And next, I thought this would be another good picture day. You know, it's picture day, and they feel like movie stars, so they're the stars. And then I loved the messages that were in this Better Together. You know, happy times, just want to have fun, making memories, best friends. They were all lovely, but a page of that is a bit too much. So that's why I chose to do it like this. And I used the decorative trimmer for both the script paper and also for the star paper. And these again were Better Together, but you know, you can use this design with any paper that you have, any collection that you want to use. Okay, and next, okay, here we go. All right, so this one, I'm just thinking about taking students on field trip to the zoo. We live in West Palm where we have Lion Country Safari. So this is the animal track. This is the zebra stripe, and then the bamboo. This would make a wonderful double page spread. Or you could put it on the edge of both pages, or use it just on one page. But I put those 3 punches on cardstock so they would show through. You can see the stripes. I really like that. This one I made with a field trip that I went with my daughter's science class, middle school. They went to Universal Studios, and they went, and it was, believe it or not, these students, they were so good. They had their journals with them. They had to use, it was a physics field trip. They had to calculate all the inertia and all the force and motion. It was a force and motion lesson. Yes, we had a lot of fun and we did other things, but they had to do their assignment first. So I decided to use this as kind of a physics. And I will use this on the page. I have some wonderful pictures from that day, so I'm going to use these on those pages. Nothing like a roller coaster and a bunch of gears. To be scientific and have fun at the same time. So just think about it, you know. You might have to go to Universal as a scientific research project. Think about that. It might work. Maybe you can convince somebody. Okay. Now, these next couple of pages I created for my album that I'm going to make about my teaching. So I taught kindergarten. I taught kindergarten through 8th grade over the years, because I taught for 44 years. But I don't know, I loved so much of it. It's hard to say, but I will say that teaching science lab, which I was privileged to teach a lot, I loved, because I taught kindergarten through 5th grade. You build a scientific community and you get to know all the students in the school, and I adored that job. So I decided that I wanted to have science lab investigations. So I'm going to have this as my toppers for my pages. And then I decided I wanted to make a few more borders that kind of represented some of the investigations that we did. The first one, nocturnal animals, nighttime sky, studying space. Nature and space exploration are my 2 favorites. So we did a lot of space exploration studies, and I also had nocturnal animals. I had a hedgehog in my classroom, and guinea pigs, and a lot of other things. I had lovely principals who allowed me to have animals in my lab. So anyway, this would represent our nocturnal animals and or our space exploration studies. And next, I want to talk about my most favorite activity. As I said, Earth and space, nature and space are my two favorites. So, my outdoor classroom, which is just outdoors outside the classroom. But I decided I wanted to really focus on my outdoor classroom because I was happiest, and I think the students were happiest when we got to go outside. They just loved it. They would look, and they would walk in the room, and they'd first see if the rabbit was there, where she was. Then they saw clipboards on the tables and pencils and binoculars. They knew we were going outside, and they were so happy. So what did we look at outside? We never looked directly at the sun. Okay, that's number one lesson we learned. But we do weather exploration out there, and we would look at plants. I have this notebook because a good scientist always has a journal and journals their findings. So we would research things such as pine cones, because we had a lot of pine cones around on most of the schools where I taught. And I did some really fun lessons with pine cones. So that is one of the things. We're talking about weather and the water cycle and so forth. And the last one, when we were outside, of course, we're lucky in southern Florida here. We have lots of birds that live here, but also we have a lot of migratory birds. But my students became very good at identifying birds, not only by sight, but also by their call. So this is definitely something that I wanted to be prepared for, because I have some wonderful pictures of students looking through binoculars and writing in their journals. So selfishly, this one is for me, but it's another idea that you could possibly use. Well, thank you so much for watching Thursday Thoughts. I hope that gave you some ideas. Remember, you can use any of these design ideas for any collection that you're using. It doesn't have to be school days, but just use those. I'm happy for you to use those ideas. We like to scrap lift. So let's do that. Let's share the love. So if you have any questions or comments, please put those in the comments below. And I do have some links in the descriptions. I thank you for watching, and until next time, happy scrapbooking.